I never thought love would come with conditions. Marcus and I had been together for 3 years. 3 years of late-night conversations where we'd talk until sunrise, of shared dreams about the future, of promises that felt carved in stone. But that night, sitting in his car outside my apartment, everything changed. He looked at me with eyes I didn't recognize. Cold, distant, almost cruel. It's them or me. Sophie, my heart stopped. What? Your friends? He said, gripping the steering wheel. They're toxic. Jenna constantly undermines you. Ashley uses you for rides and money. David and Marco, they don't even respect you. I can't watch you waste your time on people who don't actually care about you. I stared at him, my mind racing. My friends, Jenna, Ashley, David, Marco, they'd been my lifeline since college. They knew me before Marcus did. They celebrated my victories, held me through my failures, knew my worst fears and deepest dreams. Marcus, that's not fair. They're my friends. I can have both. No, his voice was sharp. You can't. I've tried to be patient, but I'm done. If you can't choose me, if you can't put us first, then we're done. The silence in that car was suffocating. I thought about our history, about the vacation we'd planned for next month, about the drawer of my things at his apartment. But something inside me refused to bend. Then I guess we're done, I whispered. His jaw tightened. For a moment, I thought he'd take it back, say he didn't mean it. Instead, he started the car and drove me home in complete silence. I walked into my apartment, tears streaming down my face, and immediately called Jenna. Jenna, Marcus, and I just broke up. What? Sophie, what happened? He gave me an ultimatum. He said I had to choose between him and you guys. My voice broke. I chose you guys. Oh my God, Sophie. Come here right now. We're having wine and a Marcus bashing session. You did the right thing, babe. We've always got your back. Always. I believed her. The first week after the breakup was brutal. I cried until my eyes swelled shut. I checked my phone obsessively, hoping Marcus would text, apologize, take it all back. He never did, but I had my friends. Or so I thought. Jenna came over that first night with wine and tissues. She hugged me while I sobbed into her shoulder, told me Marcus was an idiot, that any man who made me choose wasn't worth having. You're amazing. Soph, he's going to regret this so hard. Ashley sent encouraging texts every morning. You're a queen. Don't forget it. David even offered to handle Marcus if I wanted. I laughed at that, imagining mild-mannered David trying to intimidate anyone. But by the second week, something felt off. I texted the group chat. Movie night at my place Friday? Jenna responded hours later. Actually, Soph, I'm kind of busy this week. Work stuff. Ashley. Same, sorry, babe. David didn't respond at all. I told myself they were just busy. People have lives. I was being paranoid, needy, exactly what Marcus always accused me of being. Then I saw the Instagram story. Jenna, Ashley, David, and Marco at Riley's, our bar, the place we'd claimed as ours since sophomore year. They were laughing, drinks raised, having the time of their lives. I wasn't tagged. I wasn't invited, my stomach dropped. My hands shook as I called Jenna. Hey! Her voice was too bright, too cheerful. Hey, I saw you guys went to Riley's. I thought we were planning to go this weekend. Oh yeah! Her laugh sounded forced. It was super last minute. You know how it is, but I didn't know. I'd given up the man I loved for these people, and now they were excluding me like I didn't matter. Maybe next time then? Totally. For sure. But next time never came. The pattern continued. Group chats went silent the moment I joined. Plans were made without me. When I suggested anything, there was always an excuse. And Marcus? He was everywhere on social media. Instagram stories with a new girl named Victoria. Beautiful, confident, laughing at something he said. They looked happy. Happier than we ever looked. My chest tightened with something I couldn't name. Jealousy? Regret? Or was it the terrifying realization that I'd made the wrong choice? 2 months passed, and I became a ghost. I'd text Jenna, coffee tomorrow? She'd respond 6 hours later. Can't. Ashley stopped liking my posts altogether. David and Marco acted like I'd ceased to exist. I couldn't understand it. I'd defended them. I'd sacrificed my relationship for them. Why were they abandoning me? One Friday night, desperate and lonely, I decided to just show up at Riley's. Maybe if they saw me, remembered me, things would go back to normal. I walked in and spotted them immediately at our usual table. Jenna, Ashley, David, Marco, and two people I didn't recognize, a blonde girl and a guy with a man bun. When Jenna spotted me, her smile faltered. Sophie! Hey, what are you doing here? Her tone wasn't welcoming. It was awkward, almost annoyed. I thought I'd join you guys. Like old times. Ashley exchanged a glance with Jenna. The blonde girl looked confused. We're actually kind of in the middle of something, Ashley said carefully. Maybe next time? My face burned. Next time? You guys have been saying that for weeks. David finally spoke, his voice cold in a way I'd never heard before. Maybe you should take the hint, Sophie. Things are different now. I stood there, frozen, as they turned back to their conversation, dismissing me like I was nothing. Like 3 years of friendship meant absolutely nothing. I left Riley's that night feeling more alone than I'd ever felt in my entire life. Even in my worst moments with Marcus, I knew where I stood. With him, there was clarity. With them, I was drowning in confusion and rejection. I started questioning everything. Was Marcus right? Were they really toxic? Or was the problem me all along? I couldn't sleep. Couldn't eat. Couldn't stop replaying every conversation, every moment, searching for answers that wouldn't come. Then, on a rainy Tuesday afternoon, my phone buzzed. Unknown number. I almost let it go to voicemail, but something made me answer. Sophie? The voice was familiar but distant. It's Melissa. Jenna's sister. My heart skipped. Melissa and I had met a handful of times at family gatherings, but we'd never really talked. Melissa? Is everything okay? I need to tell you something, and you're not going to like it. My pulse quickened. What is it? She took a deep breath. Jenna's been seeing Marcus? For months. Even before you two broke up, the world stopped. What? I found out by accident. I saw texts on her phone when she left it on the counter. I confronted her, and at first she denied it, but then she broke down and admitted everything. Melissa's voice cracked. Sophie, she wanted him. She was jealous of you, your relationship, your confidence, how everyone always gravitated toward you. She convinced Marcus to give you that ultimatum, knowing you'd choose your friends, and once you did, she turned everyone against you. She wanted you completely out of the picture. Tears blurred my vision. My breathing became shallow. Why are you telling me this? Because it's not right. Because you deserve to know. Jenna's my sister, and I love her, but what she did to you is unforgivable. I hung up and sat in silence, my mind racing. Jenna, my best friend since college. The person I'd trusted with my deepest secrets, my fears, my dreams. She orchestrated my entire downfall. She manipulated Marcus. She poisoned my other friends against me. She took everything from me. I felt rage unlike anything I'd ever known. But beneath the rage was something colder, sharper, a calculated determination. They wanted me gone? Fine, but I wasn't going to disappear quietly. I became a detective of my own life. I went through old texts, scrolled through months of social media interactions, piecing together the lies like a puzzle. I reached out to Melissa again. Can you send me proof? She did. Screenshots of messages between Jenna and Marcus dating back 7 months. Flirty texts, late-night calls, plans to finally be together. I looked at the dates. Some were from nights when Jenna was supposedly comforting me about fights with Marcus, fights she probably encouraged him to start. I dug deeper. I contacted Tyler, an old mutual acquaintance who drifted from our group around the same time I did. Tyler, can I ask you something? Did the group ever talk about me behind my back? His hesitation told me everything. Sophie, honestly. Yeah, that's why I left. I couldn't stand how they treated you. Jenna would trash talk you constantly, call you clingy, dramatic, exhausting. Ashley and David just went along with it. I tried to defend you once, and they froze me out too. My hands trembled as I typed back, "Thank you for telling me. I had the truth now." The full, ugly, devastating truth, but knowing wasn't enough. I didn't want revenge. I wanted justice. I wanted them to face consequences. But more than that, I wanted to prove to myself that I couldn't be broken. I stopped waiting for their approval. I stopped checking their social media. Stopped mourning friendships that were built on lies and manipulation. Instead, I focused on myself. I threw myself into work, staying late, taking on extra projects. Within 3 months, I landed the promotion I'd been chasing for over a year. I joined a book club at the local library and met Emma and Chris, real people who asked about my day, who showed up when they said they would, who didn't make me feel like I was constantly auditioning for their friendship. I started therapy with Dr. Patricia Reyes. In our third session, she said something that changed everything. Sophie, you were surrounded by people who thrived on your dependence. When you showed strength by choosing your values, they punished you for it. That's not friendship. That's control. Her words healed something deep inside me. I realized that choosing my friends wasn't the mistake. Trusting the wrong people was. Slowly, I rebuilt my life. I posted photos of my new life on Instagram. My genuine smile. My real friends. My promotion celebration, I didn't do it for them. I did it for me, but I knew they were watching. I knew Jenna saw every post, every success, every moment of my happiness. And through Melissa, I started hearing about their lives crumbling. Marcus and Jenna's relationship was already falling apart. Apparently, once he had her, the thrill was gone. He treated her exactly how he'd treated me at the end, cold. Controlling, dismissive, Ashley was struggling financially. After losing her job, David got fired for showing up, drunk. Marco was dealing with his own relationship. Drama karma wasn't something I had to orchestrate, it was already working. 6 months after the breakup, I ran into Jenna at a coffee shop downtown. She looked different. Tired, her usual confidence dimmed. When our eyes met, she froze. I could have walked away. Part of me wanted to. But another part, the part that had spent months rebuilding, needed to speak. I walked over to her table. Jenna. She looked up. Guilt written all over her face. Sophie? I don't. I sat down across from her. I know everything. Melissa told me. Tyler told me. I know about you and Marcus. I know you turned everyone against me. I know you orchestrated the whole thing. Tears filled her eyes immediately. Sophie, I'm so sorry. I was so jealous of you. You had everything. Confidence, Marcus's love, everyone's attention. I felt invisible next to you. When Marcus started confiding in me about your fights, I saw an opportunity, and I took it. I thought if you were gone, I'd finally be happy. And are you? I asked, my voice steady. Are you happy, Jenna? She shook her head, tears streaming down her face. No, Marcus treats me like I'm nothing. He's already talking to other girls. Ashley and David barely talk to me anymore. Everything fell apart and I did it to myself. I felt no satisfaction in her pain. Only a quiet, settled certainty. You didn't just lose me as a friend, Jenna. You lost yourself. You became someone I don't even recognize. I stood up, ready to leave. Wait, she said, reaching for my hand. Can we fix this? I looked at her, really looked at her, and saw someone I once loved, now a stranger drowning in her own choices. No, Jenna, we can't. You taught me that some people don't deserve second chances. Thank you for that lesson. I walked out of the coffee shop, my head high, my heart finally free. A year later, my life looked nothing like it did when Marcus gave me that ultimatum. I had a new job as a marketing director at a firm I genuinely loved. Emma, Chris, and a few others formed a friend group built on honesty, respect, and actual care. I was dating again, nothing serious yet, but I wasn't rushing. I'd learned that being alone was infinitely better than being with people who made me feel lonely. One evening, scrolling through Instagram, I received a message request. Marcus. Hey, Sophie. I know I have no right to reach out, but I wanted to say I'm sorry. Jenna told me everything, how she manipulated both of us. I was an idiot. I miss you. Do you think we could talk? I stared at the message for a long time. Once those words would have meant everything to me. I would have ached for the chance to hear him apologize, to have him back. But now I felt nothing. I typed a simple response. I appreciate the apology, Marcus, but I've moved on. I hope you've learned from this. Take care. I hit send and blocked him without waiting for a reply, because the truth was, I didn't need his apology. I didn't need Jenna's regret or Ashley's excuses or David's justifications. I needed me, and I finally had that. I chose my friends over my boyfriend, and I lost both. But in losing them, I found something far more valuable, myself. And that was worth more than any friendship or relationship built on lies. 2 years after everything fell apart, I stood in my new apartment surrounded by people who truly cared about me. Emma was helping me hang artwork. Debating whether the abstract piece looked better above the couch or by the window, Chris was assembling furniture, cracking terrible jokes that made everyone groan. My mom called to check in, her voice warm with pride about the woman I'd become. I thought about Sophie from that night in Marcus's car, scared, heartbroken, convinced she'd made the worst mistake of her life. I wished I could tell her that the pain was temporary, that the loss would lead to something better, that she was so much stronger than she ever imagined. I didn't hate Jenna or Marcus anymore. Honestly, I didn't think about them at all. They were chapters in my story, not the ending. And my story? It was just beginning. I learned that loyalty without respect is worthless, that love without trust is empty, that sometimes the people you'd die for are the ones slowly killing you. But most importantly, I learned that choosing yourself is never the wrong choice, even when it costs you everything. Even when you're left with nothing, choosing yourself is always right, because in the end, you're the only person guaranteed to stay, and that's enough.